We're here with Central State senior quarterback Mike Wilson. Mike, you've had a tremendous 4 months, interesting 4 months. Started the season as the backup quarterback, emerged into the starting role, regained your starting position, and led the team to win the last 3 out of 4 and a 4-1 home record. Talk about your experience this past year.
Well, it was a very humbling experience, just going from playing the last 2 years as a starter and coming into the season as a backup. But Terrence Waffle did a good job, and unfortunately he got hurt, so that boosted me to the starting role. So I had to step up for my team.
And you stepped up, played well in the Circle City Classic. You guys unfortunately came up a little bit short against rival Kentucky State. Came back for homecoming, had a monster game. Following week, upset Stillman, and you were named back-to-back Conference Player of the Week. Talk about that award.
Well, that was really big. Coach just had a lot of faith in me from practices and things like that. And he just gave me the reins and I could take over. So it had a big impact on the game.
And as a quarterback, a lot of people don't expect you to be leading the team in rushing. And you took over, and I think we had a 195-yard rushing game, 210-yard rushing game, and you ended up leading our team in rushing this past year. Talk about your experience with your offensive line and how you were able to wear teams down with your legs.
Well, most of my whole line I played with for a couple of years, so they knew coming in that they knew my ability, so they just blocked for me and let them know what was happening. We got it done.
Yeah. Last week, you partook in the Aztec Bowl down in Mexico. 400 all-purpose yards. You were named offensive MVP of that game and got this huge trophy to show for it. Talk about your experience in Mexico and how you can take that with you in the future.
Man, it was an amazing experience, just with the people, the players, the kids out there. It was one like no other. I probably never experienced that ever in life, and probably never again, because just the atmosphere and just the love that the people had for you, it was amazing.
And there were a few former NFL players down there serving as mentors throughout the week. Talk about your experience and some conversations that you had with the mentors.
Well, they really took us under their wing, just any questions that we had about playing in the league or just in general, life questions in general, and they answered everything, and they were really just wonderful people, it was just amazing, the whole trip. It was amazing.
Well worth it, huh?
Yeah.
Well worth the travel. You're still involved heavily on campus, even though your football career is over at Central State. You're heavily involved on campus. You're involved in a student organization called SAC. Talk about your role with that group.
I'm vice president of SAC. We do a lot of different events around campus, trying to raise money for the school and for our organization in the GMAC. It's a great organization for student athletes just to come in and not only be an athlete but be a student as well, because you're a student first. So it's an amazing organization to be a part of.
And you're planning to graduate this spring. What does the future hold for Mike Wilson, whether the immediate future or long-term goals?
Well, short-term goals, of course, I want to play at the next level. The long-term goals, just have a career that I can be proud of, to raise a family, and just give back to my school, because I love Central.
Well, you've represented Central State well in your years being here, and we're proud of you too. See Mike and the rest of his senior teammates partake in senior bowl games around the country throughout this month and also January. You can read more about that information on maraudersports.com.